KAVES, Lordz of Brooklyn, KAVES. Officially started right in 1980, like everybody else. It was a toy. Started toying up the neighborhood, the street poles. Then eventually started bombing trains at 82. And from there, pretty much started an all-out attack on the subway lines, BMT lines. I think the neighborhood I moved into, basically, there was a few writers on my block in Brooklyn. And they were like rock dudes. That was like into Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath and stuff. And they all used to have tags, and it was like probably the trend at the time. If you didn't have a tag or if you weren't a writer, you weren't cool. I guess so you say Dondi. The first time I seen that Dondi car, I was hooked. It ain't like it was back in the days. I mean, I was lucky to be involved with that whole early 80s, mid 80s movement on the BMT lines. Piecing, tagging, throw-ups, train yards, layups, you name it. It was definitely like a secret little society. The neighborhood crew was the bad racket. There was kids that bombed the BMT lines, like the RR trains, like RS3, and there was dudes from our neighborhood from AC, BT, TPK kids, NYC kids, and at first it was, just a thing that you got known for having a tag and a name and a nickname just like everybody else, and but I started taking it seriously because I was into the art, found that I had some skills, and hooked up with this cat named Ant, and we just started bombing. And you go to a lot of different partners, Revs, Lask, all different cats from different neighborhoods, and you get on a train and you venture out and you go places from Brooklyn to the Bronx to Queens, meeting writers, bombing, and just from that I got into rap music through different neighborhoods, hang out with different cats, and you're influenced in there, and you kind of pick up on their cultures as they do you. And that whole birth to hip hop was started, and I was lucky enough to be part of it. So it didn't matter what neighborhood you came from or what background you came from. It's pretty much the kids against the system, and there was a spoken word for it, there was a written word for it, there was a dance for it, and it was just a movement, that inner city movement that, instead of summer camp, the subways was our summer camp, and we got to play and run around the New York City subways. It was like the ultimate cops and robbers, you know what I mean? Ultimate game of tag. Cats that bomb just to bomb, and there's cats that bomb or peace, and they take it a little bit more serious as an art form, but it's all the same shit. It's writing your name on the wall. So it's like the New York scene was happening. Kids were breaking, writing, and if you weren't writing, you were breaking or rapping. And not until I got busted for graph in '85, doing Holcroft with Revs. I started taking the rapping a little bit more serious. The shit was starting to get a little bit crazy with the law and whatnot. We started becoming like a nuisance. So we were hot. So we had to slow down a little bit. So the rap thing was the same kind of aggression, the same kind of fever, the fame. So we got into it, and we built the band from there, and we started to tell our story. The Lords of Brooklyn. Trying to get your name out there, you know what I mean? Just trying to get up. It's your life. It's like you'll be writing graffiti to the day you die. It's like I started at 10 years old, and I'm 32 years old, and it's an addiction that never leaves.